Hello, my friends. Today I am bringing you 5 creative ways to use up your protein powder. They are all oil-free, they are all vegan, and they are not smoothies. If you are new here, hi and welcome. My name is Sam. I run the blog samcookskindness.com, and I have this vegan YouTube channel where I share recipes and all things about my current health journey. Today, I am sharing a bunch of recipes with you, and I am very excited because these are all recipes that I love and that I eat, and they all use my favorite protein powder, which is Earthchimp. Now, feel free to use whatever vegan protein powder you want to in this recipe, but I just want to share a little bit about this company and why I actually love this protein so much. Earthchimp did send me this bag of proteins. However, I bought this one with my own money, and I bought this one with my own money, and I've bought a million before it. I've been using Earthchimp for over a year now, and it has quickly become my favorite go-to protein that I buy again and again for these reasons. Number 1, it tastes delicious. That's the most important thing. It's not gritty, it's not chalky, and it actually tastes good. I've been through so many proteins that are just disgusting that I didn't even want to finish the bag, and sometimes I didn't, which is so wasteful. But I love the taste of these proteins. They only come in vanilla, chocolate, and unflavored, and honestly, you don't really need more than that. Second reason I love them is because of the calories to protein ratio. Earthchimp is less calories per serving for very similar amount of protein. So in the vanilla, it's 120 calories for a serving and 20 grams of protein, which to me is a super ratio. Also, they include more fiber than tons of other proteins on the market, which I really appreciate. Everybody's freaking out over how important protein is, but they're forgetting about their fiber. And fiber is just as, if not more, important. I also love Earthchimp because it is run by a small business. It is not owned by any big corporations. It's run out of Australia, and it's a small vegan company. They have probiotics in here, which I don't know of any other proteins. There's only probably a few that actually contain something like that. So it's going to benefit your gut health as well. And the ingredient list on this is very minimal. I like to follow as much of an unprocessed diet as I can, and protein powder is processed. So it's important to really look at what's going in it because some of these proteins have a ton of things that you can't read. Everything on this label, you can read, you know what it is, you understand it. Plant protein blend, pea protein, organic pumpkin, organic coconut, organic fruit blend, date banana, baobab, agave fiber, pea starch, flaxseed, cocoa. Like, it's all things that you know. There's nothing weird. It's sweetened with monk fruit. I mean, I feel like you can't get better when you're looking for whole food ingredients, but you want to have a protein to supplement your diet. The ingredients in this, they just don't compare. I've been using Earthchimp long before they reached out and offered to send me a free bag. So I think that Earthchimp is the best protein that is out there. It's clean, it's plant-based, there's no oil, it's full of probiotics, it's got lots of fiber in there, and they plant a tree for every purchase that is made, which I love. So I do have a coupon code for you. They gave me one. It is 10EC Samantha. So I will put that on the screen for you. I will put a link below. So if you do need a new protein, hit them up and get 10% off. Enough of that. Let's get into the recipes. Now, this wouldn't be a Sam Cooks Kindness video if I didn't talk about my favorite breakfast. So that is going to be recipe number 1, which is my protein cauliflower oatmeal. Before you turn off this video, don't freak out about the cauliflower. If you are new here, you can leave it out if you want, but I'm telling you, it disappears if you do it right, and you get the bonus of having veggies for breakfast and more fiber in your oats, which means a more filling, satisfying meal. You're gonna start by adding diced apple to a bowl. Diced apple and cauliflower to your bowl. You're gonna wanna do a half a cup to a cup of cauliflower. I've been eating this for a long time, so I measure with my heart. Now we pop this into the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes to get it nice and soft and start cooking before everything else. You can also do this recipe on the stovetop or as overnight oats, just adjust as you need to. Okay, from here we add the rest of our ingredients. So a nice heaping teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a cup of quick oats, and our protein powder. You can do a half a serving or a whole serving depending on your protein goals. I'm doing about 1.5 scoops for myself this morning. And then we're topping it off with water. So we're just gonna give this a good mix and then pop it back in the microwave for another 2 to 3 minutes until the oats are nice and tender and everything is cooked through really well. This oatmeal is my favorite way to eat breakfast lately. You can switch up the protein powder and the fruit for different flavor combinations, but I love the apple cinnamon this time of year in the fall. It tastes like a nice baked like apple cinnamon cake with the vanilla protein in there. It is so good. She's thick, she's delicious. And that is it for recipe 1. These oats are so cozy and delicious. I'm gonna top mine off with some extra cinnamon because I like it extra cinnamony. You can also add a splash of milk or whatever you like on top of this. It doesn't need any extra sweeteners. Between the apple and the protein in there, it's the perfect amount of sweetness. You can make this with water or soy milk. If you use soy milk, then you're having an even bigger boost of protein in your breakfast. I made mine with water and it is just as creamy as it needs to be for me. Next up is my chocolate protein hummus. I love this recipe so much, especially for my kids because I am dealing with some picky eaters here and protein is one of our struggle points. So this recipe is key to get beans in them to get a boost of protein and fiber without them even knowing. They can't tell that there's beans in there. I don't tell them that it's hummus. I just tell them that it's chocolate dip and they grab their apples and they scoop it up and they go to town. This recipe could not be any easier. We have a can of rinsed and drained chickpeas going into the blender with a tiny pinch of salt, cocoa powder. Next up is 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. You can use tahini in this. I like peanut butter in it for my kids because they enjoy like a chocolate peanut butter combo. It goes really well together. Next up is a 1/4 cup of our chocolate protein powder. Our sweetener is going to be some maple syrup. We're using a 1/4 cup of that. Just a little hit of vanilla extract. Now all that's left is to blend this up. We're going to put the lid on it and we're going to stream in some milk. I'm going to use soy milk for this to help it get nice and smooth. We don't want it to be super thick. We want it to be a nice dippable texture. And that's all you have to do for this one. So it is nice and smooth. So good. So I just pop this in a container and pull it out for after school snacks for my kids. It's also really good dolloped onto bowls of yogurt or on pancakes. So good. Which leads us right into our next recipe, which is protein pancakes. There's a million different protein pancake mixes at the store, but it's so hard to find a vegan one that has good ingredients in it, and it's so easy to make pancakes. So this is how you make the perfect protein pancake. We start by making a really quick buttermilk with soy milk and a half a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Give that a quick stir and set it to the side. In another mixing bowl, we're going to add oat flour, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 of a tablespoon of baking powder, and 1/3 of a cup of vanilla protein powder. We will whisk the dry ingredients together really well. Then we simply add in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup for a little bit of sweetness, and then add our buttermilk to the dry ingredients. We'll give this a whisk until it's just combined. Now I'm going to cook these on my griddle so that I can fit more on there at once. You can add a little pinch of cinnamon to this if you want for a little bit more flavor, or add chocolate chips. Not whole food plant-based, but I am making these for my kids and they love chocolate chip pancakes, so these are going in. I like to use a little gravy ladle because it gives me the perfect size pancakes every single time. And you just pour this batter on there, add any toppings you'd like, and let them cook for a couple minutes before you flip them. And that is how you make the most delicious little protein pancakes. Fluffy and delicious. That was so good. Tastes like dessert. My kids are gonna love them if there's any left. Now it's time for a coffee break. I know I said no smoothies, but this doesn't count. This is a protein Frappuccino. This is another blender recipe that is so easy to make and will help you boost that protein in your day while giving you a hit of caffeine too. Now before you click away, you know I'm obsessed with riced cauliflower, and this is the key to making a homemade Frappuccino that is not icy and weird texture. This is replacing your ice. You're gonna just have to trust me on this one. Give it a try. I promise you won't taste it, and it'll make your coffee Frappuccino the most perfect texture ever. All right, let's make this. We're starting with 3/4 of a cup to a cup of riced cauliflower. And again, this is replacing your ice. You're not gonna taste it, I promise. Next is your cold brew. You can make your own, you can buy it from the store, it doesn't matter. A cup of cold brew. I like mine to be very coffee tasting, but I don't want to do too much caffeine, so I'm gonna add a little sprinkle of decaf instant coffee in here just for the taste. You don't have to add this. Next is a 1/4 cup of soy milk or any plant-based milk that you like. The soy milk obviously has more protein, so that's a good choice if you're trying to boost your protein. If you want this to be a little bit sweeter, you could add in 1 to 2 dates. I have done that before. Today I don't need it any sweeter than what the protein powder is going to offer me, so I'm not adding it. This is tasty with both chocolate and vanilla protein. Just depends on what you're going for that day. Today I'm gonna go with the chocolate. You can add in 1 scoop or 2 scoops of protein, just depends on what your goals are. Today I'm gonna add in just 1 scoop because I've already eaten a lot of protein powder today. And then you just blend it up. That's really good. And that is how you make a protein Frappuccino. Our last recipe for today, we are getting very chocolatey and indulgent with some protein sweet potato brownies. Clearly, I'm always trying to make things more filling, more fiber filled, lots of veggies in there, and this is no different. We are using sweet potato for a little bit of sweetness and to make these brownies rich and fudgy, and that chocolate protein powder gives it a boost of even more protein and fiber, and these are just so indulgent feeling, but with no oil or extra processed sugars or anything like that. So let's make them. This is another blender recipe because I just like things being as easy as possible, and if I can throw everything into a blender and then just bake it, that's what I'm gonna do. First ingredient going in is a pre-cooked sweet potato. I don't like to think ahead, and so all I did this morning, because I knew I was gonna make these, was I threw this into my air fryer on the bake setting at like 360 for 30 minutes, and it's perfectly cooked. So I'm going to take this straight out of the peel and put it right into the blender. Easy as that. Next up is some rolled oats, our chocolate protein powder, cocoa powder, baking soda, a tiny touch of salt. Sweetener of choice is maple syrup, a bit of soy milk, and just a touch of vanilla. Once again, we're just gonna blend this up until it's nice and smooth. Having some like little chunks of oat in there really doesn't matter that much. This batter is gonna be really thick, So we're gonna use a spatula to spread it out on our parchment-lined baking dish. I am using a large bread loaf pan for this, lined with parchment paper, and then we're just gonna spoon this batter into there and smooth it out as best we can. If you would like to add a little bit more sweetness or indulgence to these brownies, you can top them with a little handful of chocolate chips. The brownies are baked and cooled. They were in the oven for 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and now it is time to finally give them a taste. I don't know if you can see how fudgy they look. So fudgy. Let's give them a try. Wow. You don't taste the sweet potato in there at all. The protein gives it a rich fudginess, but you don't even really, you don't have a taste of protein powder. There's no weird aftertaste or anything like that. It's not chalky. The texture is really nice. These are good. I think next time I make them, just bump off a minute of bake time because I think they could be like even more fudgy, but they're very delicious. Wow. Yum. These are great. My family's gonna tear these apart. And that is it. 5 easy oil-free recipes that use Earthchimp protein so that you can increase your protein and your fiber and still have delicious food along the way without having to make a protein smoothie. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't tried Earthchimp already and you wanna try it, the link is down below in my description and you can get 10% off by typing in this code here. You can find the written recipes for everything I made today in the description box below. If you do make something, please tag me, email me, comment, tell me how it went, leave a post on my community page. It's open to the public as of this moment when this video is being published. So I would love to see anything you try out. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you never miss another one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.